Okay, that's it for today. Wrapped up nice, nonch. But your face says analyzing the New York market trends. That phenomenon, black companies. The terror of validation makes you useful. Finally. Sad newsy we degenerates are only absolute units when we're being watched. The darkness of the Hawthorne Effect is too deep. Laughing my ass off. Hey. You. Well, yeah, you. I know exactly what you're doing. You're either doom scrolling in bed, or you're hiding in a toilet stall, slacking off right now. Huh? At work? In class? Whatever. Let me ask you this. What do you do when your boss or teacher starts walking up behind you? Click, 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 clack. I'm here. I know exactly what you do. You all tab out of YouTube at the speed of light, open Excel for absolutely no reason, and start clicking around to adjust cell width for the face that says, these numbers are concerning. I do it too. I'll be lying on the floor, stuffing my face with potato chips during remote work, but the second Zoom connects, I adjust my glasses and say, from our company's perspective, my transformation is faster than a kabuki actor. It's honestly disgusting. But hey, relax. It's not just you and me being degenerates. It's a feature of the entire human race. Or maybe a bug. Today I'm going to drop a cruel truth on you. Humans don't care about the environment. As long as there are other people's eyes on us, we are simple livestock that can be made to run forever. It's called the Hawthorne Effect. Knowing this will explain why your life is so hard, and why black companies, those exploitative sweatshops, never go extinct. I'm revealing the whole mechanism. Alright, here's today's menu. 4 points. Clean out your ears and listen. First, the urgent of calling all pros at faking work. Second, the epic prank from 100 years ago. The Hawthorne experiment. Third, the hope of black companies. The terror of validation makes you useful. Finally, conclusion. We are garbage when nobody is watching. Ready? Let's go. First theme. Urgent calling all pros at faking work. Be honest, lads. When you're alone in your room, do you actually get any studying or work done? Yeah, right? Of course not. Because nobody's watching. When I'm alone, I'm basically just a lump of meat surfing the web naked, screaming odd noises. My IQ drops below a chimpanzee. But try going to a Starbucks. Sit next to some conscious normie with a MacBook. Suddenly, you want to slam that enter key. Clack, clack, bang. What is that? You're looking at a summary site on Nonge, but your face says analyzing the New York market trends. That phenomenon is the entrance to today's topic. Humans, in the end, are built so that the moment we realize someone is watching, a switch flips in our brain. You know that feeling when you lazy neats suddenly straighten your backs at a family gathering when asked about your job hunting status? That has been scientifically proven. Moving on. The second theme. The epic prank from 100 years ago. The Hawthorne experiment. This is a story from the 1920s in America. At the Hawthorne Works of Western Electric outside Chicago. Researchers thought if we make the lights brighter, workers can see better and work harder, right? Simple idea. So they cranked up the lights. What happened? Correct answer. Productivity exploded. Researchers were like, see, brightness is king, scribbling in their notes. But here's the funny part. Experiments need comparison. So they dimmed the lights. Can't work in the dark, right? Result? Productivity went up again. What the fuck? You'd say. It makes no sense. Brighter? Darker? More break? Fewer breaks? Change wages? The researchers were panicking. Did we break the laws of physics? The shocking truth they found was this: the workers were just hyped that some fancy scholars were paying attention to them. That's it. It was so shocking that later a guy named Henry A. Landsberger, sounds smart, analyzed it and named it the Hawthorne Effect. Basically, the best fuel for humans isn't light, brakes, or money. It's attention. Imagine it. You're doing boring factory work, and suddenly elites in lab coats show up with clipboards saying we're studying you. You think, am I the chosen one? And start screwing bolts frantically even in the dark. Totally Pavlov's dog. It's so simple I can't even laugh. Now, some of you are thinking, Americans back then were simple. You are naive. Wheat is sugar. Let me tell you how this is abused in modern society. Third theme. The hope of black companies. The terror of validation makes you useful. You have them in your company, right? Bosses who spam empty words like fulfillment or expectation. I believe in you, or this project depends on you, while tapping your shoulder. That is all abuse of the Hawthorne Effect. Instead of paying overtime or giving holidays, physical improvements, they cover it with attention and expectation. They run you corporate slaves to the limit just by stimulating your desire for approval. Zero investment, zero pay raise. Just saying I'm watching you raises productivity. For management, it's the best cost performance ever. Modern alchemy. When you work overtime thinking I want my boss to notice me, you are exactly the same as those old factory guys screwing bolts in the dark. Brain drugs released just from feeling special, masking the fatigue. It's brainwashing. We straighten our backs when the camera is on. We are puppets dancing to the gaze. Recently, things like gamification put your work on graphs or rankings. That's just a Hawthorne Effect applied. Your name will be on the leaderboard everyone sees, so you desperately try to rank up. But even if you rank up, your salary doesn't go up by a single yen. Absolute bastards, honestly. Well, I've roasted you enough. Last theme. Conclusion. We are trash without an audience. It's sad, but it's reality. I talk big, but if this podcast had 0 views, I wouldn't be talking like this. Because you listeners, my observers, are here, I can play this Ichi character and sound somewhat coherent. Humans alone are just lazy lumps of meat. The gaze of others keeps us in the shape of functioning members of society. So, being watched is stressful, but it might be the lifeline that makes us human. If nobody looked at us, we'd probably rot in our rooms without bathing forever. So when your boss is annoying or you care about likes on SNS, remember this. The Hawthorne Effect is kicking in. I'm dancing like a guinea pig in an experiment reacting to a gaze. Objectify yourself. It might make you feel better, or not. The point is, you think you're moving on your own will, but you're just being moved by the environment and others' eye. Have some self-awareness. All right, I'm getting bored of this topic. What? Explain more details. Are you stupid? Don't expect that from me. My brain rejects anything that can't be summarized in 3 lines. Source is wiki, so look it up yourself, please. Okay, that's it for today. Wrapped up nicely. Did my promo quota met? I don't have to wake up early tomorrow, but I'm sleepy, so I'm going to bed. Oh yeah. Next time, I'll explain the Zeigarnik effect. I'll tell you the true nature of why you get curious about what happens next. Look forward to it. All right, dismissed. Get under your covers and sleep.